Hey everyone, welcome to our Wednesday night, How to Maximize Your Ketones. My name is Jody Scheibe and I'm coming to you from San Diego, California. This is amazing. So many of you have your camera on. Hi, Mike Ryan. This is awesome. Invite. You never know who shows up. Thank you, my friend, for jumping on. What's up, Amber? Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Heather. Hi, Christina. Hi, Megan. I see all of you. This is awesome. So if you're new to Zoom, look, we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. If you're new to Zoom, I know my friend Mario, I just met a second ago, he's brand new to Zoom. So there's a chat box on the bottom and you can type in that chat box, put where you're from. Heather from Oregon. It's always awesome to see you, Heather. Can't wait to see you in person this weekend. We got Stephanie from the Oregon coast. We've got Milwaukee in the house. Do we have any Canadians in the house? I'm always like trying to find out how far our reach can get every week. We got Boise, we got Oklahoma. Oakland, California. That's so cool. I'm from San Jose. I got a lot of San Diegans. Yes, that's right. San Diego representing in the house. Well, awesome. If you are on this call tonight, maybe you got an invite from a friend and you have no clue what ketones are. Yes, that's what we're talking about tonight. So whether you just got invited to this call because your friend said, hey, hop on here, or maybe you're sitting on this call and you've been drinking ketones as a customer, maybe for a week, couple weeks. I'd love to know that in the chat too. If you've never drank ketones before, put that in the chat. We got a Canadian in the house. Woo, woo. That's awesome. I see you. I see you from Canada. Second month drinking ketones. For those of you who have been drinking them for a while, like I see my friend Amber on here. I see Coach Rebecca. Like, also put in the chat what your favorite benefit is. So here's how this call works. Hi, Marie. This is awesome. There's so many people on here. Let's see how many we can load it up. We got 46. Send some text out to some friends. They're going to want to get on. Mental clarity and focus, energy and weight loss. Awesome. So we're going to go over what are ketones. How do you drink them? What's the best way to use them for energy? What's the best way to maximize fat loss? What do they do? How you can get them without ever paying full price. Who wants to know that? And even better, I mean, raise your hand if you want to learn how to get them for free and never pay for ketones again. I see all these hands going up. Yes, yes. We call those free tones, by the way. They taste even better than regular ketones. We're also going to go over a bunch of our different products, kind of how to maximize each product we have, what they do, what they're used for, stuff like that. So awesome. So let's start with, and I have my friend Katrina on this call too. I don't see her on the screen because there's so many people. So we'll just we'll flip back and forth and we're going to go through some products, but yes, free tones. Okay, let's start at the beginning. So what are ketones? There might be some of you on this call that are like, wait, I've heard about a keto diet, but I've never heard of the ability to drink ketones, right? So that was me. About 4 years ago, I saw my friend Katrina on Facebook. It'd be really interesting too, put in the chat how you heard about ketones. I'm always curious to see how someone got introduced to them. So she's shaking up this bottle, right, on Facebook going, I'm putting myself in ketosis with this powder. And I'm like, oh my goodness, what is this girl telling people? Okay, so I have a little bit of background in the natural health field. I spent many years in the supplement industry, so I knew a lot about keto diet, paleo diet. I knew a lot about how to get ketones into your body. So in the past, the only way to get ketones in your body would be to do a strict keto diet. A strict keto diet is very, very difficult. I don't know how many of you have tried that. I did. I didn't last very long. So a strict keto diet is super, super high fat, very low carbs, very, very little protein too. Like too much broccoli could knock you out of ketosis. So when I saw Katrina like shaking up her shaker on Facebook, doing this Facebook Live, I messaged her and I'm like, girlfriend, like, please don't give people bad information. Like, I'm all about leading with education and science. It's what I do. I educate people on ingredients. It's like what I've been doing for years. So please don't tell people you can get into ketosis with a powder. And she said, oh, you can now. And she sent me a bunch of TED Talks and published studies. And I was like, mind blown. You see, your body can run off two fuel sources, glucose or ketones. Now, remember, I said in the past, the only way to get those ketones into your body would be to do that strict ketogenic diet for days and days and days, and don't have that glass of wine because that'll knock you out. So remember, I didn't even share my story. So I'll share a little bit of my story here. So, or you could fast and literally stop eating, and then your liver starts to make ketones. Now you can drink pure therapeutic ketones. Our Keto NAT is the only bioidentical ketone on the market. It's the only one. It's like a straight up biohack. If you put this under the microscope, it's identical to what your own liver would make if you followed a keto diet or if you did fasting. I see some of you are like, wow, it sounds too good to be true. Trust me, I thought it was too. I'm a mom of 3. I have 3 teenagers. I live a very fully engaged life. Fully engaged, busy. I try to say fully engaged, but I was chasing energy. Even though I was eating healthy, even though I worked out, I was just chasing energy and reaching for coffee at 2 p.m., reaching for energy drinks sometimes. I don't know how many of you have been, on that roller coaster, but just trying to figure out how to get more energy, how to lose some of the brain fog. And I was so curious and so skeptical that I started with a 5-day trial. We're going to talk about different ways to get started too. And the first day I shook it up. It's a powder. You put it in water and ice, you shake it up. Now, not everybody has a first day experience. I had a first day experience. If you're listening, put in the chat when you really felt your ketones, if you're drinking them. But I felt like almost like a light switch went on in my brain, like the mental clarity, the energy. I didn't have a dip. Jamie, day 1. For me, it was day 1. For my husband, it took a little bit longer. He felt the mental focus and clarity, started dropping some weight in a couple of weeks. Day 3, awesome. Day 4. I always tell people, look, you're going to feel something in a couple of days, but if you truly want to see what it's like to operate on a superior fuel source, give it 30 days, give it 60 days, like truly optimize your body. Babies are born in a mild state of ketosis. It's our body's native state. It's how our brains love ketones. Our brains love ketones. So we got 6 days, haven't lost weight yet. So we're going to talk about weight loss and fat loss. Hey, Katrina, I see you on my screen now. This is my friend Katrina, and she introduced me to Keto NAT 4 years ago today. It was when I started sharing this product. So it's kind of an honor to be talking to you guys tonight. It's my Pruviversary with this company, but I never intended to share this at all. I just drank it as someone who was very skeptical. So Katrina, do you want me to go into a schedule of how to start drinking ketones, and we can ping back and forth some different products?
It's totally up to you. I have a couple friends on here that I know are going to share their story too. So I'm really excited to hear that. But however you want to roll with it, I'm ready to rock with you.
Yeah, but I love stories. I love experiences because, there's millions of stories coming out of this product. The company's been around since 2015. This product was actually funded by the Department of Defense for Navy SEALs about 10 years ago. So this isn't some snake oil, never heard of it. You haven't heard of it because it's fairly new. It's a better fuel source for your brain. So a lot of you start out and you get a box of ketones and you're like, what should I do with them? Maybe you start with our 10-day challenge box. I was looking all over. I took them all out of my boxes, so I don't have a box of the challenge. I don't know. Katrina, I was texting her, do you have a box? So drink ketones challenge. So what most people do is they mix them up, if you're brand spanking new, in water, shake it up and drink it in the morning. Make sure you're hydrated. Being in ketosis is it's a fat burning state. So you want to make sure you're hydrated. Our powders come in, you get the choice of caffeinated or non. It is not the caffeine, by the way, that gives you energy at all. It's not the caffeine. It's the powder, ketones. It's beta hydroxybutyrate. It's what your liver would make if you did that strict diet. So now you don't have to. So shake it up, drink it. And if fat loss is a goal, because I know a lot of people enter this conversation for fat loss, then drink it in the morning and wait till you're hungry to eat. That's something called intermittent fasting. It becomes much easier to do when you have ketones in your system. When you have ketones floating through your brain, you're going to hear a couple stories. You're going to hear from Bonnie first, but when you have those ketones floating through your brain, you have 30% more oxygen in your cells. Okay. So you've got more mental clarity. You have more focus. You have more appetite control. You stop craving carbs and sugar. You're probably going to hear on this call how people were able to drop fat. And I say fat and not weight. Like, look, there's no magic weight loss product. There's not. If anyone tries to tell you there is, they're trying, like they're scamming you. There just isn't. If there was, none of us would have ever struggled with our weight. And if there was, then someone would be a billionaire. But what excites me the most, what helped my husband drop 30 pounds of fat, is that ketones are the single best tool for fat loss because of how they make your brain feel. How my husband was able to walk past the donuts at church without grabbing them for the first time in 20 years. It's almost like willpower in a bottle. So yeah, I'd love, Bonnie, I'm looking for you on the screen. I'd love for you to come off facts. I know, right? So, and also you will experience some non-scale victories first. I want to make that pretty clear. Ketones preserve muscle. So you should see some changes in your clothes before you do on the scale. I have my friend, I see Rhea on here the other day. She's like, I have one of those really detailed scales that show me fat and weight, like percentage. And she's like, I went up 2 pounds on the scale, but it was pure muscle. I've lost body fat, and she's getting smaller. So ladies, let's stop being married to that number on the scale. So if fat loss is a goal, drink ketones and wait for those victories. Non-scale first might come. So throw the scales away. Perfect. Bonnie, are you on here?
I am. Hi.
Awesome. There you are. Thank you for joining us. I'd love to hear your story on the product and how it's been going for you.
Yes. So I started this at the end of July last year, kind of COVID going on, so end of July, I started, and since then I have lost 70 pounds. And yes, so I've had amazing results, but my husband even more. He's down probably about 130 pounds. We've started at the same time. Yes. So it has been amazing for us. It works for us. But prior to starting this, we were the people that napped daily. We have 2 boys. We napped daily. We would probably have like 2 or 3 Cokes every single day, to get us through the day. I don't know if you're familiar, because I'm in San Diego also, but I'm up towards Pine Valley, kind of in the mountains. We moved out further so we could have a healthier lifestyle, be more active, go on hikes. Moving didn't make it happen at all. We lived up here for over 2 years, never once went for a hike. And when we had the cravings for food, we were now driving further to go and get it. So, I saw the post on Facebook through a friend, Taryn, and I sat there and I saw them and I'm like, this would never work for me. It's not going to happen, not going to happen. Watched her post for a few months. And then I got into sourdough bread. I'm like, this is not good. We can't sit in the house and make sourdough bread. So we went for it and we just kind of started all in, we jumped into it. We both ordered it. We started with 2 drinks a day and also adding in the Mitoplex. And it shockingly was so easy for us. We started our drinks. We weren't having the cravings. I actually completely forgot about Coke. I was a few months in and I'm like, it's been months since I've had a Coke. Like that was something I thought I would never go without, but it was just so easy that we then started incorporating eating keto, doing intermittent fasting, because we felt that we had it in us to just go. So we could do our 1% better every single day, but it wasn't a stress if you messed up, you just started again the next day right where you were, So, but yeah, we've had amazing results. We have insane amount of energy and I swear by it.
So this is the first time I've heard Bonnie's story, like true story. because I've never met her in person, even though we live in San Diego. That's the first time I heard your story. And you said a couple things that like are so powerful. Like it just made it easier. And if you mess up, like I'm just not a fan of strict diets because anything that's not sustainable, you won't last doing. You may last 3 weeks. You may last 4 weeks. Great. But you're not going to last 4 months. You're not going to last 8 months. And that's what it takes to get the results that Bonnie is getting and the results your husband's getting.
Yeah.
And I love it. And while they're choosing to eat keto, I get this question a lot. Thank you, Bonnie, so much for sharing. But this question of, do I have to eat a keto diet? No, you don't. What you will find though, is your diet may start to shift as you drink ketones. So I always tell people, don't set out to change your diet. Bonnie didn't set out to eat keto. She set out drinking ketones. She drank ketones every day and her diet started to shift. So whether you want to eat paleo, you want to eat, you're vegan, you want to eat more low carb, any type of diet plan you're on. Heck, if you've been following a specific paid for diet plan and it's been challenging for you, adding ketones will help in all those areas. So just start out drinking them. You also mentioned one of my favorite products. So I'm going to go into that. And this is Mitoplex. And I hesitate even calling it an upgraded electrolyte because it's a lot more than that. So I mentioned earlier that it's really, really important to be hydrated when you're in ketosis. And for a long time, we would recommend electrolytes, to our friends, go to Whole Foods, get electrolytes. And then Pruvit came up with something completely different than what's out there. So it is a hydrating formula, but it has some vitamin D, it has some creatine, and it has something called MitoPTQ, which has been shown to extend the telomeres of your DNA and help with aging better. And that to me is really important to me. I mix them. You can mix them with the ketones. This one's my flavored lemon, lime, orange, or you can drink them alone. My kids drink them before sports. I also choose to give ketones to my kids as a fuel source because it's my choice as a parent on what I fuel them with. And I think ketones I know they're a superior fuel source, so I choose to give them to all of my kids. But the Mitoplex is one of my favorite products of everything. My other favorite product, and we're going to hear from Michelle in a bit, is something called Keto Cream. Where are all my coffee drinkers at? You do not have to give up coffee or stop your coffee if you start ketones. Okay. I know Katrina and I both, we like a good cup of coffee in the morning. The first time I went to her house, she made me a cup of coffee and put some keto cream in it. And I was like, what is this stuff? So this is a product we have. It's an add-on product. This does not have ketones in it. Okay. It does not have ketones, but what it does have is MCT oil, medium chain triglycerides, which by the way is a healthy fat that your body cannot store as fat. Okay. It goes right to your brain to give you energy. And it also has 4 types of collagen. So hair, skin, nails. If you put this in your coffee in the morning and you wait till you're hungry, this technically doesn't break your fast if the goal of your fasting is to burn fat, because the MCT is going to help your own liver produce some ketones in a fasted state in the morning. And if you slept all night and you didn't eat during the night, you've done some fasting. So yay, you can put this in your coffee and that's going to work. You can use it in tea. You can use this to make whipped cream. You can use this to make desserts. You can mix this with your ketones for, more healthy fats. That's an awesome product. I'm going to touch on healthy fats before Michelle shares is our Keto Os Pro. The Proton's one of my absolute favorites. This is my favorite flavor. It's dark chocolate. And I love this in unsweetened almond milk. I do this one in the evenings. I'm not one to really crave carbs and sugar, especially since I've been drinking ketones, but dark chocolate sounds good to me every now and then. And I've struggled with sleep in the past. And so what I love about this is it's got ketones, it has some protein in it, and it has some MCTs. And because of the MCTs in here, it releases the ketones a little bit slower. So it's going to keep your insulin super steady at night and help you sleep deeper. It also tastes like dessert. So we have like banana, dark chocolate. We have an orange dream, chocolate swirl. These are great post-workout. I know Katrina does these post-workout. These are more of somewhat of a mini meal replacement rather than just our Keto NAT. So no, does the Proton, it depends. I get that question. Does this break your fast? Okay. If the goal of fasting is to lose fat, then anything that helps your liver produce more ketones and gets you in that fat burning state isn't technically breaking your fast, if that makes sense. So the Keto Cream, the Proton, the MCT doesn't technically break your fast. Michelle, are you on here? I know you've had an incredible story. I actually have not heard your story either. So this is exciting for me.
Yeah, I'm on. Hi, everybody. I'm Michelle. I'm from San Diego, California. Mom of 2 teenagers, very active teenagers. I am a corporate automotive controller, and I was introduced to ketones from one of my friends on Facebook. I saw her shaking them up as well, named Shaya. And she actually reached out to me and was like, hey, have you heard of ketones? And I said, no. And I was very hesitant. I was very anxious. I said, this is not going to work for me. So before ketones, I was ashamed of who I was, ashamed of who I had become, ashamed of who I had allowed myself to be. I was overweight. I was grumpy. I was tired all the time. I did not want to take pictures with my family. And that was what made me say yes. It was Mother's Day last year. I did not want to take pictures with my family. And I said, okay, now's my time. So I reached back out to Shay and I said, okay, let's do this. Since that time, I lost 50 pounds of fat. I have the desire to be active. I have the desire to take pictures with my friends. You would have never seen this human. Sorry, it makes me emotional talking to anybody. I've regained my confidence. I've regained my marriage, being an active mother. I am a leader by nature. I lead a very large team in San Diego, and I had the best year professionally as well due to ketones. And ketones got me through some very hard grief last year. I think if I didn't have ketones in my life, keeping me focused, active, that brain fog, the mental clarity, I don't think I would have gotten through that. So after that, losing 50 pounds of fat, my husband started drinking them. He's not one that needed the fat loss, but he is works out 7 days a week. Being almost 50 years old, he wants to work out. So he started drinking them. I do shake ketones for my children. They're both athletes. They've done amazing at school. And I'm so blessed. Day 3, I felt the magic and I said, I have got to tell the world about ketones. And so I've shared it with as many people as possible. And I'm just so blessed that I can share this conversation with people.
Oh my gosh, like I had goosebumps. I saw a lot of people. I saw my friend Amber get a little emotional because I know she can resonate with your story. And then like the texts I get, Michelle, are like that all the time. Like, thank you for giving me back my life. Like I don't nap in my car at my kids' sports practices. I actually have energy to get out and watch them. Like, this is what people don't understand. Like, this isn't some weight loss product. This isn't some, like, this is a superior fuel source for your brain that actually activates your brain. By the way, can uptake ketones way more effectively than it can uptake glucose. And as we age, if you're 30 and above, that is what's happening in your brain. Okay. You're not getting, those neurons aren't getting fed as much. So when you give it that superior fuel source, I don't care if you're 5, 10, 15, 50, or 95, your brain is going to light up. And I'm all about aging better. I'm all about aging better, especially with this past year. Thank you, Michelle, for sharing that story. I mean,
thank you.
It's
for
crazy. I love it. Again, I hadn't heard your whole story, and you touched on something also that I want to touch on. Like, I've heard so much this week with people, attorneys, high executives going, oh my gosh, I'm way more productive. Oh my gosh, I'm crushing my corporate job because I have this fuel source. And I don't drink the product. I don't have a big fat loss story. Like, yes, it made me curious. Yes, at first I thought maybe it would dissolve the pizza and popcorn if I ate it. Like you guys know, some of you probably thought the same thing. Come on. But it doesn't really work like that. The reason I still drink them 4 years later is because of how it makes my brain feel, because of how I sleep, because of how my mood is, because of how my energy is. Now, if you really this is for you, Mike Ryan. If you really want to crush your day, then we have something called Black Label. This actually has double caffeine, so about 200 milligrams of caffeine, and 30% more ketones. The first time Katrina and I had this, we were sitting down and I looked at her and I'm like, I think I want to take a run. I wasn't really much of a runner at the time, but I literally was so lit up. If you want to like clean your attic, get your baseboards done, take your 17-year-old daughter prom dress shopping for 3 hours, Black Label Unleashed is what I recommend 100%. My next favorite product is Keto Up. It's carbonated ketones. It's in a can. It hits you a little bit faster. It's not attached to any sodium salts like our powders. So it uptakes like that in your brain. This is just convenient. They're a little bit tart tasting. I like tart stuff. So this is one of my favorite products. This is my last of this flavor, and I'm just keeping it here for props now going, oh my gosh, I can't wait till my shipment comes. So I will touch on something really, really quick before I go into how to get these for free. We have this brand new thing that's coming back on Sunday. It's called 24 Fast. It's $24, you guys. And it's an assisted fasting kit. And it gives you all these different products. Some of the ones I just talked about, including our bone broth, which we have on our website, which also has ketones in it. So if you're looking for a really great mini meal or snack, or something to replace that time of day when you just reach for something you wouldn't want to, our bone broth is great. But this 24 Fast, people don't talk about it enough, but it's kind of like the variety pack of our products. So even if you're not going to do the fasting, this will be available Sundays and Mondays for you to get. But it's a quick fast. You eat normal Sunday, you use the products for breakfast and lunch on Monday, and then you eat dinner on Monday. So super quick, and the results we're seeing from it are awesome for fat loss. Okay, so I told you that you could never, it will be available Sunday. You can never pay full price. So we have an awesome program called Smartship. I hate to call it auto ship because that doesn't do it justice. Smartship means you're in control of it. You put something on Smartship, you can log in anytime, change the flavor, change the quantity, change anything. And anything that gets shipped from your Smartship cart will be 22% off every single month. Every single month. And you can change it. And then every 3 months you have a Smartship run, you get a free box of something, a free gift from our company. So after it's run for the first month, you can push your Smartship back or up. Yes, but it needs to run the first time to be able to do that. So that was a lot of information. What I want you guys to remember is like, get started, grab a 10-day challenge, go reach back out to the person who invited you this call, ask more questions about the other product. But if all you do is start with the Keto NAT, you will win, win, win. So people usually fall into one of 3 categories. Person number 1 is a customer. You grab something from your friend's link. Maybe you start with that challenge box. It's 10 packets of caffeinated, 10 packets of decaf, and it's a variety of flavors. It's $99 for new customers, and you can buy up to 3. So that's person number 1. Maybe you put it on Smartship too, so that you can get it again in 30 days at 22% off. Person number 1, customer. Then there's person number 2. You're a customer, still a customer. You have something on Smartship because you're all about saving money. You know you're going to change your flavor every month, change your mind. That's cool. But you also give your link to 2 of your friends, or your sister and your aunt, or your uncle and your neighbor, or your best friend and her husband. If those 2 people use your link, your customer link, and they're also on Smartship, then yours are free every month. Free. Not only are yours free every month, but remember, every 3 months you're on Smartship, you're getting a free box that 4th month. So you're getting free, 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 double free, 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 double free. So that's person number 2. Or maybe you're sitting on this call, or maybe you're like Michelle, like, holy cow, this has rocked my world. I have so many people to tell about this. Then you're person number 3. If you know more than 2 people who might benefit, or you're interested in becoming part of our community and becoming a brand builder with our community, a promoter, that's when we have the conversation about becoming a brand builder. So I invite you to stay on the next 15, 20 minutes or so. We're going to talk about, what does it look like to be a brand builder? Do I have to have special skills? Do I need social media? How do I share the conversation? Is there a system in place? What does it cost to start up, et cetera, et cetera. So thank you guys for joining us for this first part of the call. Please stay on. We're going to go right into it for the second half of the call in just a second.